Good morning, children. Today I am going to start new lesson from the history part, chapter 8. The lesson name is Vital Villages Thriving Towns. The villages, how it was developed and become a towns. So by seeing of the small story, how the iron tools and also what the boy was observing. In the story, what they have given, the Prabhakar at the blacksmith's shop. Blacksmith, who is called the blacksmith, the person who is making the axe and also sickle and also the knife, each and everything also. The blacksmith. Goldsmith means they are making the gold and silver also. Prabhakar at the Prabhakar sat watching the smiths at the local shop. There was a small bench on which iron tools like axes and sickles were laid out and ready for sale. A bright fire was burning, and two men were heating and beating metal rod into shape. It is very hot and noisy, and yet it was fascinating to watch what was happening. The boy, he was sitting in the local shop and watching the smith. Watching the smith means he was watching the blacksmith what he was doing. The two persons, one is making the fire and one more is beating that iron rod and making the shape also. What are the shapes they are making there? And also more noisy also. When they were beating, it comes the more noise, and they are making the axes and sickles. And just what was he was observing in the local shop, what blacksmith was doing, that here also in first paragraph we will learn about the iron tools. Iron tools and agriculture. We often take the use of iron for granted today. So, in our daily life, we are using the iron tools to cut the vegetables and also in our houses and for windows, each and every part also to cultivate the land. All the machines we are using that are all are made up of the iron only. We often take the use of iron for granted today. Things made up of iron and steel as are a part of our daily lives. In our daily lives we are using. The use of iron began in the subcontinent around 3000 years ago. So that using of the iron, it was developed in 3000 years ago only. Some of the largest collections of iron tools and weapons were found in the megaliths burials. Megaliths means the using of the very big stones, and they constructed the burial place to keep the dead body. About you have what you have learned in the chapter 4 also. Around 2500 years ago, there is evidence for the growing use of iron tools. This includes axes and clearing forest and the iron plowshares. In 2500 years ago also they used the axes and to cut the or to clear the forest, and they practiced the shifting cultivation also. And the iron plowshare they used, as we had seen in the chapter 5, the development of the agriculture. The plowshare was useful for increasing agriculture production also. How they use it, and also that they use it to cut the trees and digging and keeping the seeds and plow, and next the plowing of the land. For everything purpose they used these kinds of the iron tools and improved the agricultural system also. Iron tools they used for digging of the land. The other steps to increase production, irrigation. The kings and kingdoms you have been reading about could not have existed without the support of flourishing villages. So, the kings and kingdoms, without the developing of the irrigation system, they can't improve their kingdoms also. But we have seen in the previous collected the tax and also the grow the more crops also. We have learned in the chapter 5. While new tools, the system of transplantation increased the production by using of the new tools, new instruments. They started to develop the increasing of the production also. Irrigation was also used, and the irrigation system means providing water for the plants through canals, tube wells, and everything also. They were improved, and storaging, how they improved, here we can see irrigation works that were built during the time including the kings when they ruled. They dig the canals, digging of the wells. Next, tanks and artificial lakes also they made. Store by storing of the water, they can improve the irrigation system also. And also that we can see in the chart, we can find out some of the stages construction of the irrigation works are mentioned also, how they were specially developed. And here we can see how the irrigation system and agricultural system was developed. Here we can see that labor is provided by the people. Farmers also benefit because crop production is more certain. Farmers have to increase production to pay taxes. Kings provide money and plan irrigation works also. For the development of the irrigation, they collected the tax. Kings also provided money for to improve the plan and irrigation works also. So by using of the iron tools, how the agriculture was developed, and also that how it was developed and how they used more and more in the plowing of the land and cultivating in the irrigation system. Each and every step also, what we are seeing in the history from first lesson to also, if you observe, they developed the more. So let us continue in the tomorrow's class. Thank you.